Hey everybody. Today I want to talk about 3 common mistakes I see editors make. It can be tough making the jump from editing your own show to offering editing services to others. I was talking with an Academy member last week, and he'd mentioned just how he had struggled early on with this first mistake, but also the third mistake we'll talk about. Mistake number 1 is treating client shows like they're your own. It's easy to fall into the trap of treating client shows like they're yours. After all, we all want to do our best work for our clients, right? There should be levels of service here. Your personal show would probably receive the premium package, but would all your clients pay for that level of service if they were given options? This brings us to mistake number 2, charging all clients the same. This is a mistake I see experienced editors make too, not only new editors. The thinking seems to center around simplicity, a simple formula to make it easy when talking to a lead and answer the question when it comes up as to how much. Let's use an example. If client A has episodes that are 30 to 45 minutes long, it will cost this much. And it will also cost client B the same amount for their 30 to 45 minute episode. Now let's take a deeper look at these 2 clients. Client A, they record on Zoom, they use a Blue Yeti positioned 18 inches away in an untreated room. They are wearing headphones, but their guests tend to use laptop mics without headphones. And we have client B, who records with Riverside, uses a dynamic mic positioned properly, uses headphones, and their guests are required to use a real mic and headphones. Most editors are going to spend more time on client A than client B, even though client B's episodes will sound better. Does it make sense to do more work for the same price for a client who doesn't care about the audio quality? And this ties in with mistake number 3, spending too much time trying to fix bad recordings. This is perhaps one of the main things I see editors do that impacts their efficiency and profitability the most. We often forget that our job is post-production. The quality of the recordings is determined by the recording engineer, which is usually the podcaster themselves. Why should we care more about their audio than they do? Editing shouldn't be looked at as magic or sorcery that can fix all things with a few button pushes. But this is what we allow our clients to believe when we go above and beyond and treat their episodes like they are our own. And this leads us to something to think about when pricing things out for your next client and how to avoid these 3 mistakes. The key is not all shows are created equal. The reality is most of the shows we work on are low-budget shows with low to average production values. Does it make sense to treat a $250 interview episode with the same amount of detail that we would for an episode where the client is paying several $1,000s? What about a $100 episode? This goes back to what I said earlier about offering different levels of service. Clients won't say no to you spending more time on their episode for a 10% increase in perceived quality. But how many of them will pay you more for that service? In my experience, most clients aren't willing to pay for the time and effort it takes to manually remove the guest's barking dog or the host who forgot to silence their phone and it starts ringing in the middle of the recording. This is why it's beneficial to offer different tiers of service. It provides the client with choices, and it allows you to be paid for doing more detailed work for the clients who choose that option. It also means you will save time on the shows that don't want to pay that premium. When we send out proposals, the client is given 3 options to choose from: a budget package, a standard package, and a premium package. And you'll see this approach in all sorts of industries. Apple is the first one that comes to mind. though they've moved away from this model in recent years. But back in the day, you'd see they gave 3 options for any given model: a kind of stripped down base model, a mid-tier model, and a high-end model. The goal is to provide pricing options for the client so that we are getting paid for the level of service they are paying for. And these are the types of things we talk about in the Tansiaster Academy Pro Group, where we aim to help podcast editors become confident with the business side of editing. A link can be found in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.